Yuji Nagata is one of the most respected athletes to ever compete in New Japan Pro Wrestling or in the entire country of Japan.
Yuji Nagata has been a part of New Japan Pro Wrestling for almost 30 years. He's a product of their dojo system. He has, a great background. Through the early 2000s, he was the torchbearer for New Japan Pro Wrestling.
He's obviously very fundamentally sound. He's a thinking man's wrestler. He's a veteran now. He's seen it all. He's done it all.
Yuji Nagata says he wants to wrestle until he's 70 and trains every day.
He's like a middle linebacker in football. He's always around the play. And he comes with force. He comes with motivation. So I have great respect for Yuji Nagata.
Yuji Nagata had his North American excursion in the late 90s. He wrestled all over the United States, Canada, even going into Mexico. And then when he returned to Japan, he had a whole different viewpoint and a whole different style of professional wrestling than the competitors that never left Japan. And that really gave him an edge. And he used that edge to become champion in New Japan Pro Wrestling. He's a multi-time IWGP heavyweight champion.
Two-time IWGP heavyweight champion. One of the longest reigns as a heavyweight champion.
And now he's turned his focus to the IWGP US Heavyweight Championship and to Jon Moxley. This could be the biggest threat that Jon Moxley has faced yet for that world title.
You didn't think I was gonna hear what you said about me? You didn't think that message was gonna get passed across the Pacific? You think it was just gonna go right over my head? You called me a little punk. A little punk.
Jon Moxley is known as one of the toughest competitors, the most well-rounded competitors in all of pro wrestling, and he brings a lot of international prestige to the IWGP US Heavyweight Championship. He's the longest reigning AEW World Champion ever.
I came to you with respect. I wanted to give you a shot at the IWGP United States Championship. I invite you to Dynamite. With respect, I wanted to share the ring with the great legend, Yuji Nagata.
Well, I'm a big Jon Moxley fan, so I think he's going to represent any championship really, really good. Moxley's that attitudinal guy that fans flock to.
The great thing about this business is no matter how long you've been in it, even a legend like Yuji Nagata can always learn something. And Yuji Nagata will learn that your mouth can get you in trouble, especially when you're fixing to step in a ring with the baddest sumbitch in this game, Jon Moxley, especially when a championship is on the line.
The U.S. title is not a throwaway. It's not an honorary thing. It's competed for, it's valued, it's something special. For a veteran like Nagata to come to the United States on national television and regain or win the U.S. title as recognized by his company is a big deal.
Pro wrestling for the longest time was so insular, so siloed, and cooperation with another organization was just a completely unheard of concept.
I think the forbidden door just simply means that Tony Khan and AEW in general are welcoming wrestlers from other organizations to come to our home field and compete. But I think the recipient of the benefits is the fan.
Now Yuji Nagata locks in the crossface. He's got a death grip on Moxley. What a powerful message sent to Moxley.
I don't know how many more championship opportunities Yuji Nagata is going to have in his career. And so this is a very big moment for him to prove to the worldwide pro wrestling audience that Yuji Nagata still has it, that he is still a championship caliber athlete.
I think it's going to be smash mouth, slobber knocker style wrestling. And I grew up on it, I love it, and I think the fans are going to love this match too.
Jon Moxley is at his apex right now. And I'm not sure there's anybody in the world that can beat Jon Moxley.
When is Yuji Nagata finally just not gonna get back up again? Well, I'll tell you this, it's coming pretty soon. Once that bell rings, I got no respect for anyone.
Starting from 2015 up until now, the guys in the van were always myself, Frankie Kazarian, Scorpio Sky, and the Young Bucks. Get out of the airport, get to the van, get in the van, start driving, go to the buildings, make the towns. And those were the days where I felt a kinship, where I felt like that was family in that van. That's what I think of now when I see Matt and Nick on television acting like they're acting. That's why I feel betrayed and hurt and disappointed.
Behaving like guys that we would have made fun of 5 years ago.
Exactly.
They're behaving exactly like that. I don't know what's prompted this attitude change, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that a lot of it has to do with your pal, Kenny Omega. If you're gonna be influenced like prepubescent teenagers by your friend who you perceive as the cool guy, then that's on you guys. All that's left for us to do is beat you up.
You were the World Tag Team Champions already. You defeated probably one of the greatest teams in modern professional wrestling in FTR to win those titles. You were undefeated for this whole year. And then the change, what did you gain by acting like assholes other than hatred, other than magnifying the target that was already on your back? Nothing.
The next time he and I lose as a tag team, he and I are done as a tag team forever.
And this isn't some AEW mandated stipulation or a story. No. This was a challenge because I know how good we are and I know how good we could be.
It opened my eyes. It woke me up. I didn't realize how low we had gotten until he said that to me. And it was a bitter pill to swallow for a minute. And then I realized that's what we needed. We needed to raise the stakes because just treading water wasn't good enough. And since that time, here we are, undefeated, #1 contenders, and now we're facing the greatest tag team on the planet, and formerly best friends.
Do you realize what's on the line here? It's not just that 10 years of dominance from CD and Kaz. It's about our friendship, our brotherhood, our livelihood. We have everything to lose. We also have everything to gain.
Matt, Nick, you know how much damage we can take, how much pain we can endure. You've seen us bleed and sweat and cry. So what do you think we're gonna do with our backs against the wall, with the end right in front of us? How far do you think we're willing to go to get what we want? How far are you willing to go?
Well, we stand here right now, undefeated, #1 contenders, and what we represent is the biggest threat to those tag team titles you've ever faced.
Wednesday on TNT. SCU challenges Young Bucks for the Tag Team Championship. The legendary Yuji Nagata comes to AEW to face Jon Moxley. And Darby Allin defends the TNT Championship against Miro.
Darby Allin, I'm coming for you!
AEW Wednesday Night Dynamite live at 8 on TNT.